Hello peaches! So today's look I like to call I really miss Halloween. My t-shirt is Nightmare on Elm Street and this is what the back looks like. Like, oh my god, I love the back of this. Yeah, I'm already missing Halloween so much, so I'm sorry, but I cannot help myself. And the light in this video is also horrible, just like my last body mod pros and cons video. I'm so sorry, I don't know what to do. It's just so bad, the lighting. Is that a little better? I'm using these small lights that I had. I hope that's a little better. This is how it's going to be, because I have to film this today, and sadly that's just how it is. If I take off my glasses, maybe it's also a little better for you. I can't see anything on the other hand, but you'll be able to see my eyes, which you won't be able to do when I have my glasses on because of light and reflection and all that kind of stuff. So here we finally are. Welcome to the video. This video I'm going to do another pros and cons body mod video, and this video is going to be about piercings. So as I said in my last video with pros and cons on body mod, which is about my split tongue, I only do with like things that I have experience with, like personal experience with, and I do have a lot of personal experience with a lot of different kind of piercings, even though I only have one at the moment. I have had so many piercings. I'll put in some pictures here. I have one in my eyebrow, I've had cheek piercings, and I had one in each side of the nose, and I had one in the middle of the lip, and I had snake bites, and I've had two tongue piercings before I got a split, and then after I got a split I had two in the side of the tongue. I've had many in the ears as well. I've had my nipple pierced, I had my belly button pierced. Oh yeah, I also had one here in the middle, you know, in between the eyes as well. That was so cool. And yeah, I think that's it. So as you can hear, I've had quite a lot, and I had in a lot of different places. So I do have quite a lot of experience with piercings and different kind of piercings. So for this video I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of piercings in general. And then, you know, there will be a few piercings where it's only for those specific piercings. That's like there's a pro and a con for. But in general, most of these is for like all piercings. So the first good thing about piercings is that they look amazing. Depending on where you have them, like some of them just look like really badass and some of them look very feminine and pretty. So that's the good thing about piercings, is that they look so amazing. Like they give off a totally different look depending on what piercing you have and where you have it and what jewelry you have. And it just looks awesome basically no matter what piercing you have. Another good thing is that there are so many different piercings to choose, and there's so many different jewelries. You can get here and here and here and here and here and here, here, everywhere in your ears, like nipples, belly button, genital piercings. You can get so many different piercings, it's like ridiculous. You can get the subdermals, or I think they're called that, you know, dermal things. I don't remember the name right now, but you can get those kind of piercings that you can literally get anywhere on your body, wherever you want. If you want a piercing right there, you can get it right there. So that's a good thing. Like there's a piercing for everyone. You can get one if you want to hide it a little bit. If you have a job that won't allow it, you can get one where you can, you know, a septum where you can push it up with a special jewelry, or you can get one in your belly button so the co-workers won't see it and your boss won't see it. And you can get piercings that will just, you know, that are just shown to the entire world if you want to do that. There's so many different ones, and when it comes to jewelry, there's also so many different jewelries. Like you can get every color, every style. You can get like really hardcore punk, metal, cool kind of type. I don't know what that was. And you can also get very pretty and feminine kind of type, and then you can get very simple ones. It's like there's an endless amount of options you have when it comes to placement and also jewelry. So that's so good. As I said, it's for everyone. You won't find a person where there's not a piercing for them. Maybe it's just in the earlobe, as it is for a lot of people, but there will always be a piercing that they will like and maybe they want. Another good thing is you can change the jewelry all the time. Like it's so easy to change it up. With tattoos, it's kind of difficult to change the color. Like today I want pink, tomorrow I want blue. Kind of difficult to do that every single day, but with piercings you can change the color and style every single day. It's just like with regular earrings. Like one day you can have big hoop earrings, the next day you can have teeny tiny diamonds in it, you know? That's the same thing with piercings. you can change it up. Then you can have a ring, or you can have like just a stud. You can have it with diamonds. You can have it black. You can have it like, you can change it every single day. So one day you can be a pretty princess with diamonds everywhere. The next day you can be a hardcore punk kid with just like black piercings everywhere, or spikes in the piercings as well. You can change it every single day, and that's so great about piercings. Another good thing about piercings is that if you don't want it, you can just take it out. It's not permanent. It's the least permanent body mod ever, I guess. It's not permanent at all. You can just take it out. If you don't want it anymore, just take it out. And even if you regret taking it out and it already closed up, you can still get it done again in the same spot. It will hurt a little bit because there will be scar tissue, but it will not be impossible. Like, you can easily get a piercing where you used to have one, if you do regret taking it out. So that's such a great thing. You can change it up so much. As you can hear, I had so many different ones. Now I only have one left. So you can change it up so much, and it's such a good way to express yourself because it's not permanent. So when you're an angsty teenager who just wants metal all over your face, you can get that, but then still, when you're an adult and you don't want to be that angsty teenager anymore, you can take them out. That was my case. Like, I'm not in that place anymore where I want to be as scary as possible. I do still like the look. Sometimes I do miss all my piercings, but it just doesn't fit my personality anymore. So that's a really great thing about piercings. Then a good thing about cheek piercings is that when you take them out, you just have some cute dimples. I didn't have dimples before I got cheek piercings. I never had dimples, never had just a teeny tiny hint of dimples. I always wanted it. It looks so cute. So now I have some. Like, you can also see them when I'm not smiling in sometimes in some lightings and everything, but when I smile you can see that it just looks like dimples, and it's so cute. So yeah, that's a great thing, but just for cheek piercings, is that it makes you little dimples instead. So that's great if you want dimples. Like, who doesn't want dimples? They're so freaking cute. And then the last good thing about piercings is about genital piercings. And the good thing about those piercings is that it makes sex better. Genital piercings make sex better in some way. Like, it will make the sensation a lot better. Especially if you get one on your clitoris or above your clitoris in the clitoris hood. I think it's called a vertical hood labret or something like that. If you get one there, that should be really good. I don't have any genital piercings. I really want one. I'm just a little bit scared. But I heard that it should make the sensation for both the man and the woman a lot better, depending on what jewelry you have. But most genital piercings on men and women make it better for both of them, actually. So that's a huge plus. Now let's get to the bad things about piercings. And the first one is obviously that it hurts. And yes, I get this question all the time, like, does it hurt to get a piercing? Obviously it does. I'm not even sure why people ask this question. I'm sorry, but it's kind of a stupid question. I mean, you get a needle poked through your skin. If it doesn't hurt, like, there are people out there who's like, I couldn't even feel it. It doesn't hurt at all. Like, if that's actually how it is for you, if you don't feel it or if it doesn't hurt at all on you, maybe you should get your nerve system checked, because of course it hurts to get a needle through your skin. Like, I don't know. I think the people who say it doesn't hurt or that they can't feel it are just lying to be tough, because if you can't feel a needle like this length going through your skin, then there's something seriously wrong with your body and your nerve system, and you should probably get that checked. So yes, it does hurt. It's not that bad. Some piercings hurt more than others, but in general, it does hurt. But it's one of those kind of pains, it's over in a second. You get it pierced and it's like, ouch, that hurt, but then it's over, because then, you know, the adrenaline and everything you have kind of numbs it. I'm not sure exactly the science behind it, but the skin and the, you know, your body reacts to it, like that quick pain, very sharp pain. Your body reacts to it and kind of numbs it down a little bit. So it's actually not that bad. It's not for that long that it hurts. And then it does, you know, if you accidentally poke it or punch it or rub it or scratch it or anything, it will hurt a little bit, but it's not like super bad. Like, the pain is not that bad. It's just like if you have a bruise or anything and you accidentally touch it, it will obviously hurt until it's healed, and that's the same with piercings. Another bad thing about piercings is that it is probably the body mod where there's the highest risk of infections, because there is a high risk of infections, or not, not like super high. Like if you take care of it the way you're supposed to, the chances are not super high, but it also depends on your skin and your body. Personally, my body does not like piercings. Like I have had so many piercings. Like I got my ears pierced with like a gun, which is not good, when I was 10 years old. But the first like real piercing and when I got into piercings was when I was 14. So about 10 years I've been into it. I also been working for some piercers and trying to be a piercer myself. So I have a lot of experience on how to clean them and everything, but for some reason my body just rejects them, a lot of them at least. So almost all my piercings have been affected at some point. So you know, even if you do all the right things, maybe your body is just not made for piercings. And luckily all of my piercings have eventually healed, except for my eyebrow piercing that never healed, which is why I took it out. But other than that, all of them have eventually healed and got rid of the infection. But all of them were infected at some point or another, and it wasn't because I didn't take care of them, it was just because my body just didn't like them, I guess. So that's obviously also a chance and not a fun thing, because it hurts for a longer period of time if you have it. It's really gross, and you cannot change the jewelry or anything while you have it, so that's definitely a downside to it. But it's something that most of the time, if you get it, which is like not a big chance if you take care of it, but if you get it, you will probably most likely be able to get rid of it again. Another thing is that some piercings can get caught on things. Like here's an example that the piercer that taught me, you know, a story that she told, is that a man and a woman came into a shop and they were like, we need your help. Both of them had genital piercings. Like the man had one in his penis, I think it was in his foreskin, and the woman had one in her labia, I think, or like right at the opening of the vagina. And you know, they had the sexy times, and then the piercings, I know this sounds horrible, the piercings got stuck to each other, like they hooked on each other and then they ripped them out. Luckily, genital piercings, it doesn't hurt as much because the skin is so thin down there, so it wasn't like they were in a lot of excruciating pain, and it wasn't like there was blood everywhere. But it was kind of a scary story, you know? It's kind of one of those stories like I don't want to hear that, but that is reality. They can get stuck on things. So especially when it's genital piercings, if both you and your partner have genital piercings, you should be extra careful. So because they can get hooked on each other, and just any other piercings can get hooked on something. Like your hair, like when I had lip piercings, my hair often like would sit like this in the piercings, like this. It was so annoying, and it can get stuck on a lot of things. Hey kitty! So that is something to keep in mind, that it can get stuck on things, but it's not like super dangerous, and it's not like it's going to get ripped out. I think the piercings that have a highest chance of getting ripped out are genital piercings, but that's only if your partner also have one. Like in your face, they won't be able to get ripped out unless like you do something really weird and get stuck on something really weird, but in general it's just like one of those things that are a little bit annoying, you know? The next bad thing about piercings is that your body can reject them, and here I have quite a scary story. It's not super scary, but it's a personal story. It happened to me and my belly button piercing. I had a belly button piercing. It did take me a long time to get it because I am chubby. I do have a big stomach. And I was finally at the point where I was like confident enough to get a belly button piercing, and it was a big thing for me because I never thought I would be able to do that. I never thought I would be able to show my stomach to anyone. So I got it done. I was so excited. I felt powerful, I don't know. But I really loved it. I felt great. But because my body is not good with piercings, like it started off with just having an infection in it. And I cleaned it like the right way, not too much, not too little. I cleaned it as good as I could. But slowly it started to actually reject the jewelry. My body started to push the jewelry out. And I'm not sure how to explain this, but you know, when you get a piercing, the hole is like very, very small. It's only big enough for the wand of the jewelry to get in. But I have a really big scar because, you know, on belly button jewelries there's the bar that goes like this, and then on the top and bottom there's a ball that's bigger than the bar. And you know, the ball on the top was starting to dig its way through the hole in my, you know, belly button where the piercing is. So it started to stretch out the pierced hole. It sounds horrible, and I hope you understand what I mean, because it's kind of difficult to explain. But, you know, the ball on top of the piercing started to, you know, wanting to go down and out of my body. My body did not want that piercing for some reason. It's like 3 or 4 times as big as the hole was when I got it. Like as the hole usually is when you get a belly button piercing. My scar is 3 or 4 times bigger than that because it started to stretch out, and I should have taken it out a lot longer before I did, but I was like hoping that it would fix itself somehow. I was just so sad to give it up. But eventually I had to take it out because it has stretched it so much that it was starting to hurt a lot. Like, as you can see, I have a pretty big scar now. So it did stretch it out quite a lot. But you know, those kind of stories are the kind of horror stories, as I like to call them. It doesn't happen a lot. It does not happen a lot. But it can happen. And that's something you have to keep in mind. Because even though I had a lot of piercings where it was just infected a lot, I didn't think that this would happen to me. So I got super excited about my belly button piercing, and I was so sad that I had to take it out. Like, still to this day I'm so sad that I don't have a belly button piercing and that I cannot have one. So that's something to keep in mind, just so you don't get too sad if you have to take it out or if your body starts to reject it. It can happen, sadly, but it does not happen a lot. Then the last thing that's bad about piercings is that it can leave scars. You saw my horrible belly button scar. That is definitely worst case scenario, and that's only because it got so ugly and so scary. But mostly it does leave little scars. As I showed you, my cheek piercings left some dimples. They're not that bad because it just looks like dimples. But I do have, if I do like this, I'm not sure you can see it on the camera, but you can see the 3 holes I've had from my lip piercings. You can, if you look very closely, you can see the one I had in my eyebrow, and also very closely you can see the one I had here. It's not that visible. Personally, it doesn't bother me, but it also depends on how many of you have had. Like, if you had all the way around your lips, then you will have a lot of scars and it will kind of look weird, so maybe that's not good. I have them under my lips, and because my underlip is so much, it's not a lot out, but it is a little bit out. You don't really see it that much, only when I do like this you can see it, and it's not even that much. But you know, it's something to keep in mind. Like, maybe if you want a specific piercing, maybe Google it, find some people who've had it and see how their scars look. Nowadays there are some places that offer to remove the scars somehow. If it's really bad, you know, if it really bothers you, you can do that, but it obviously costs money and it hurts. But in general, it's not that bad. You know, the scars that it leaves is not that bad. You cannot see the ones I've had in my nose. And in my tongue you cannot see them, obviously, and in my ears you cannot see them. So it's not that bad. But it's something to keep in mind if it really bothers you a lot. But it also depends on where you get, like lip piercings. The scar will be a lot more visible than nose piercings and eyebrow piercings and stuff like that. So that was the video. I hope that it was alright, even though the lighting is so terrible. Which is sad, because I feel like I look amazing today. I really love my look today, but what you gonna do? So anyway, if you have any questions about piercings and pros and cons and stuff like that I did not answer in this video, please let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to answer all of your amazing questions and help you as good as I can. Please keep in mind that I only have personal experience. I'm not a professional piercer. I have worked a little bit as a piercer. I've been trained a little bit, but I'm not an educated piercer. Like, I never finished my training because there's just not any piercers in my area that I live, but I do have some experience working with piercings, and I have pierced some people, and then I obviously have a lot of personal experience with piercings. So keep that in mind. I'm not like 100% professional, it's just I do have quite a lot of knowledge though. Press the like button if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well, and thank you for watching.